evening, my dear fangs. Welcome back to the Cavern of Secrets. To those of you who are just joining in, I'm Kasara, and this is where I talk about random stuff. Pretty much. Mostly horror-related, true crime, or just things I found that were kind of weird. As some of you know, I just published my first novel. Hard to believe, and I can't believe it's taken this long for me to put something out there. Now, to kind of give you a perspective of why this is such a big deal, I've been writing since middle school. Pretty much since I was 9, I've been writing. Mostly poems or short stories at that time. My first short story at that age was my own fairy tale. Once I reached about 11 or 12, I started my first novel, which is not this one. It needs a lot of work, a lot of tweaking, and it's fantasy based. I kept writing all these years. I have tons and tons of novels started but not finished until now. Well, this one. After entering a horror story contest by Dark Regions Press, I thought, maybe I do have talent to be a writer. And when I entered that contest, I was in a dark place. I didn't have the funding to continue my psychology education. I only had enough to finish my master's in psychology. I couldn't go forward. I went into social work hoping to at least get my foot in the door with psychology. With that fell through. I went into a creative writing program and I couldn't finish that because I got diagnosed with cancer at that time, which just made everything, keep going downhill for me. So I was not in a good place. But when I saw that contest, I said, what the hell? Why not just try it? What do I have to lose? So after winning, I went right into trying to finish one of my horror novels. Not easy to pinpoint which one to do, but I picked this one. I decided to share a section of the book with all of you. One of my favorite parts, actually. I'm not reading a full chapter, so don't worry. This isn't going to be like an hour-long video. This is just a section of one. If you'd like to purchase the novel, I'll leave the information in the description for all of you. To those of you that do purchase my book, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it and find it creepy. I was inspired by American Horror Story just to kind of give you a perspective of what this book is kind of like. Specifically the first season of American Horror Story. I did a ton of research for the book, especially for the history of the house, along with the inhabitants that are still residing within. I also did research on ghost hunting techniques and how they conduct their experiments and investigations. To those of you that do paranormal investigations, I hope I did you justice. If I didn't, please tell me how I can improve. If I do write another ghost story or haunted house story in the future. So without further ado, my favorite part takes place on November 12th, a Saturday, and this book is actually set up like a diary to kind of make it more realistic, give you that realism factor. So Lily is an 8-year-old, and I gotta kind of tell you about each character. So this is by the perspective of the mother, Samantha Hart, and it's about her 4 children, and her husband. Lily started having trouble breathing and complained of chest pains. We took her to the doctor yesterday. They told us to take her to the emergency room to do some tests to determine what was causing the breathing difficulties. The doctors took a few chest x-rays and conducted a breathing test. We're waiting for the results, which should come sometime next week. The hospital is keeping her overnight to make sure she's okay. John is staying with her tonight. I'm staying home to watch over Angie, Lovey, and Eli. Angie and I curled up on the couch and watched a couple of movies. She hasn't been able to sleep, and neither have I. We're both worried about Lily and not sure how she's doing. Angie is sleeping in my bedroom tonight to help make her feel better. I woke up in the night noticing Angie sitting up in bed. I heard Dee Dee growling, but I couldn't see. I thought she was barking at an animal outside the window. Hey, sweetie, what's the matter? Did you have a nightmare? I whispered as I gently rubbed her back. She jumped at my touch. Angie didn't seem to change her position. Mommy, Angie tentatively responded. The closet. I sat up next to Angie and slowly glanced towards the closet. I couldn't see anything, but I could tell Angie was staring at it. As I adjusted to the darkness, I realized Dee Dee was standing in front of the closet. We could hear the creak of the closet door opening through Dee Dee's growls. Angie shuddered next to me as the door slowly opened. Dee Dee started barking viciously, which is abnormal for her. Dee Dee rarely barks or growls. Hearing her become aggressive terrified me. The cries from the twins waking up from Dee Dee's barks drew my attention to the bedroom door. After a few moments, we heard Dee Dee whimper and backed up. I couldn't see what spooked her. Turning on the light was the last thing on my mind. Fear had Angie and I pinned to our spot, staring at the closet. Dee Dee stopped growling, but continued to stand unwavering by the closet opening. The twins settled down and seemed to have fallen back to sleep. We sat there for hours in silence. I was about to go back to sleep when I heard a noise. It sounded like someone was moving in the closet, rummaging around. I gained the courage and quickly clicked on my bedside lamp. Angie grabbed onto me as I turned my focus back to the opening. I could see a shadowy figure sitting in the closet opening. This is silly, I thought as I got up from the bed and clicked on the bedroom light, illuminating the whole room. I walked over to the closet and Dee Dee started barking at me. It was odd. It seemed like she was trying to tell me not to enter. I looked inside the opening and saw that one of my shirts fell on the floor, making it look like a figure in the dark. I laughed at my foolishness and showed Angie, hoping to ease her fears. It didn't explain how the closet door opened on its own, or why Dee Dee acted the way she did. Angie thought something else was in the closet, and didn't believe it was just a shirt. I told her that Dee Dee might have nudged the closet door open, which could have caused my shirt to fall off its hanger. Angie looked at me and asked, "Why is the nightlight out?" I didn't even realize that there was no light in the room. We always have nightlights in the bathroom and bedrooms because Angie fears the dark. I gave Angie a flashlight since we couldn't put a nightlight in the hallway. Started looking around and noticed the nightlight was out of the outlet. It was lying on the floor, which I found strange. I plugged it back in, figuring I forgot to plug it in since John and I don't usually have a nightlight in our bedroom. She followed me into the nursery, where I checked on the twins to ensure they were okay. After I confirmed they were back to sleep, I read Angie a bedtime story to help her get back to sleep. And that's pretty much it for that section. The reason why I find it so creepy is because you don't know what to expect, especially when your kids are hearing things. That's how it all starts. Just a little hint for all of you. So what did you all think of that little section? If you liked it, thank you. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And if you are now interested in reading this, again, leave the information. Next week, I'll be reviewing I Am the Pretty Thing in the House, something like that, which is on Netflix if you want to check that out. I'll also review The Collector and the Collection next week and read one final short story for all of you. Because unfortunately, Halloween is coming faster than I want. I would love this month to last longer, but unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like and subscribe buttons. It's so greatly appreciated. If you don't want to miss next week's content, click the bell icon to be the first ones notified when a new video is up. Thank you again. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care until next time. Bye, everyone.